All right, this is Ray. Now, a lot of people who know me have noticed my happy-go-lucky demeanor kind of change into a more brutal, blunt, honest opinion on numbers, events, and people. And here's why. Um, people are talking about these cops that are getting killed, and we don't know if it's actually somebody who gives a shit and is taking them out just based on how they've been doing us. And us is not black people, guys. It's black people, it's brown people, poor white people, mostly men, poor white men. Everybody who doesn't fit the criteria of the top 2% are the people who are incarcerated, arrested, brutalized, and murdered by the police, by each other as a result of the poverty we've been put in and not been able to get out of. I went online today and I saw people with their boo-hoo, oh, these cops, poor cops, oh, violence doesn't solve violence, and blah, 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 blah. I'm all about peace, love, and all that crap until you violate me personally, you violate my rights, and this is what they've been doing nonstop to us, and it's spreading. And whether people are starting to see it as just a black-white issue or if they're seeing it for what it is, as a enslaving of the everyday man, nobody's going to get it. I'm three cops, excuse me, whatever. 3 cops. Not saying those people weren't good people, but they're not doing a good job because their job is not a good position to hold, because their job is what is enforcing them to enforce people and treat them the way they do. It does not just start with the police, it starts with their bosses, bosses, the government just pretending they don't see it, knowing what they contributed to and told the police and informed the police to do to specific groups in the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s. Now, we can sit here and say that's the 80s, it's a long time ago, we can say that, but if you notice, there are mortality rates. You can look them up, bjs.gov. That is the jail system site with the prisoners and all this stuff. Now, there's a database that will show just 2002, 128 died in jail, local jails. 71 were killed by illness. And it lists heart disease, AIDS, cancer, liver disease, respiratory, and all other. All other missing and unknown on these charts is specifically for those people where no one wrote down a meaning or a means to the death. Nobody wrote down why the person was killed or who killed the person. That is, out of 128, that was 40 people. And suicide's 40, and then 18 is the unknown of the 71. Now, you can read that how you want. Me, personally, the fact that 1/3 of the people that die incarcerated die in the first week of being in county jail is kind of awkward. And even more so, 73% were killed before being charged with a crime. Before being found guilty, excuse me. Why nobody thinks that's weird, I don't know. But this is what we say about our criminals. They should have thought about that before they broke the law. I broke the law like a few times on the way home. And it was like, a 12-minute drive. Okay, let me see. What did I do? I have an old ticket I didn't pay for. That's one. My insurance overlapped. That's 2. Smoked a joint. Made a rolling stop at a stop sign or a stoplight. And let's see. I didn't yield. on a turn where nobody was coming. Now, that's what, five laws I broke. Do I deserve death for that? Do I deserve death by cop or incarceration? Do those things deserve me the right to be told, or the right for my mother to be told after I'm killed, well, she should have thought about that before she let that insurance go. She should have thought about that before she drove. Well, yeah. But how does that make us look as a country who will do that? The majority of the people incarcerated are non-violent drug offenders, marijuana. So why is it that they're getting incarcerated and within a week they're dead, killing themselves? Or other reasons? Missing information. Drug intoxication, alcohol intoxication in county. Can you really overdose of alcohol or drugs? Yeah, I suppose if you get the right amount, but how does that make sense? You can go through and you can do this, but the thing is, yes, those cops were somebody's dad. Those cops were somebody's father, uncle, brother, husband, confidant, best friend. Yes. What about these people? Why do we not care about these people? Why do we just say these people deserve it or should have thought about that before something? But I just don't understand. This isn't about... Our country is so fucked. Our people are so fucked. We're so bigoted and we're so politically correct about it that it's just ruining things worse. Everything is the same. It's all the same. People are not holding themselves accountable for their actions. I can't stress enough how much it disgusts me that we have a Black History Month still in 2000 what? Oh, you should be happy that people want to learn their culture. No, it's not. Black history is American history. Why are we still segregating our history and still holding back the history from what it is? Why are we still denying certain things? Why has nobody ever said, fuck this, Columbus Day is wrong? You can't discover somebody by just raping and pillaging and killing and destroying and converting them to Catholicism. That doesn't make sense. This man who has paperwork of selling 8 to 13-year-old girls to other men for sex and slaves, this can't be what we need to teach our children. We can't sit here and say he discovered America. We're proud. How does that make sense? That's not American history. Anyways, that's Spanish history. Why is that a part of our history still? Why are we still celebrating it? Makes no sense. We don't understand we're bullies. We're bullying. We're controlled by bullies. Our minds are controlled by bullies, and they run us with our emotions. People are getting emotional and calling me kinds and all names and stuff like that. That's not the issue. You calling me names isn't going to change anything. It's not going to change the reality of it. And it's not going to... This whole violence doesn't solve anything. Yeah, well, tell that to the history that you're praising every fucking day. Tell that to the history that you're telling your kids you're proud of, with these wars on other people that is causing their mortality rate to skyrocket. Like the people who can't read or go to jail, or even live past a certain age there. Like September 11th, they hate us. How long were we in their country before they did that? How long were we there? How many people did we kill before that? Nobody cares because of the cops, the police, the fire department, the innocent people that died then. Yes, the innocent people. What about the innocent people we're killing? Because it's not by our hands. We're not seeing it. We're looking away. We're pretending. We're making up this reason why it's okay to kill women and children over here that did nothing. And blaming it on those few guys. And then we're not holding people accountable here for doing the same to us and others. How does it make sense? How? I don't understand how people are saying and telling me when this war happens, because there's only so much people can take. Hopefully it's not until to the point to where it's just more genocide for us poor people who have not the same resources or money or funding to put our messages out there or to say what we need to say or to get our... I can't even hold a weapon legally because I owe student loans. Not because I'm a bad person or because I hurt people or have a record that I don't. No. It's because I'm poor. That is it. This is not okay. If every man has a right to bear arms and make sure that their family's okay, then why does that only apply to those who can afford it? Why does that only apply to those who don't owe child support? Men. Why does this not apply to people who don't owe Sally Mae or the IRS? Why? Because it's a specific group of people that are allowed protection by the police. It's not us. So why are we, some of these idiots, still the ones saying the officers aren't the issue? The issue is the people doing the crime. No. The people that are doing the crimes are people who are put in the position and poverty to have no other choice. Yeah, anybody can get a job. Anybody. You can keep on doing this. There's always, it's for every one little simple reality of anybody could do this, there's millions of reasons that person can't. Their upbringing, the life they were born into, their debt, the children, their mistakes in love, everything plays a part. So why are people not paying attention to this whenever it comes to people who are out there brutalizing people? Because they have weed, they have coke, they have what? This is not okay. The police being killed is not the horrific tragedy. The overlooking of the people they're killing is the tragedy. I'm not going to shut up. I'm going to keep fucking talking. And I'm going to keep fucking talking. It's not okay. The right side will be correct in history, even if they're dead. We can get killed. We can get killed off. You can kill all of us. You can shut us all up. It's not going to change the reality of what you're doing. It's not going to change the reality of what history has shown us and what they have continued to show us and what we have continued to lie to ourselves about in order to just fit in and claim it's not us that's the problem, so why are we making it about us? Or it's not about race. It's not about this. It's not about that. It is about class. It is a class war that happens to be in a country full of racists. Yes, it is what it is. Poor people have never, ever been equal. And they have never been treated so. They have never been cared about. And history will always show that. Even in white countries with queens who could have made sure that people had bread and milk and all this stuff. But no. The rich had to have what they wanted to be above and have more than others. So they let these people just die off. Naturally, of course, there's going to be a riot. No matter what it's about, when people are done wrong, they are going to fight back eventually. And hopefully in this situation, it's not too late. And hopefully fighting isn't necessary. War isn't necessary. But mankind is not the most logical of all people. Species. Or most caring, excuse me. We think of what's best for us or our people, and that number, that group, gets smaller within the person. And the person with the most power gets to decide the group most. It's all the same thing as your family. Your family is more important than the next. You can care about everybody equally, but when it comes down to it, a life or death situation, your family comes first. And within that, you come first. Or the person that you love, your children, whoever you love more than you comes first. The person you love most comes first. the people you love, black people, white people, brown people, Hispanic people, everyone within their culture. They're going to care more about what's done wrong to them first. They're going to want what's best for them. It all goes up. The same people that had control of this country then, their ancestors did what they did for them. Just like way on down the line, the same people with the same pocketbooks and bank accounts. Of course, not everybody's going to have the same agenda or have the same mindset or have the same hate or the same everything. But the system is the same regardless of the fact. We have never made a new constitution. We have never gotten rid of the officers that did what they did in the civil rights era. We've never changed the mindset of the people. We have done nothing but found more groups to hate and more reasons to hate them and more labels to hate them by. Our hate is the reason for everything bad done to us and those innocent people that we had nothing to do with. We don't have to know about it to benefit from it, just like we don't have to know about it to be part of the cause. And that's as simple as that. And until we all start seeing our faults in ourselves and our faults in the situations in our life and the bigger picture, the government fault, it's going to keep happening. We're just going to sit here and we're going to die miserable victims, whether we know it or not. Those people in prison or jail, county, local jails, their lives are just as important. The only difference is their occupation, their reason for doing things. People do bad things for good reason and they do good things for bad. Who are we to say somebody based off of one thing is worth less than a person based off of their position, happening to be an officer of the law? That person is not more important than anybody else. They just have more benefits, more respect given to them, more praise, more overlooking of the wrong, more justifications. It is not okay. Those people matter.